ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
Good evening and thank you for joining us on this Saturday, May 24, 2025. I'm Suleiman Talash. The Islamic Emirate is in discussion with Russia and China to shift trade transactions from the US dollars to national currencies. In an interview with Reuters news agency, Minister of Industry and Commerce Nuruddin Azizi said that technical talks are underway considering regional dynamics, global sanctions, and economic challenges faced by Afghanistan and Russia. He noted that Afghanistan's annual trade with Russia stands at around $300 million, with expectations of further growth through imports of petroleum and plastic products. In trade with China currently amounts to approximately $1 billion annually. Public Health Minister inaugurated new facilities at Nur-I Hospital in Herat Province. During his visit to Herat, Minister of Public Health Maulavi Nur Jalal Jalali toured the Nur-I Treatment Specialized Hospital. According to the Ministry of Public Health, the minister inaugurated a new operating room and launched a hospital rehabilitation project aimed at improving eye care services in the region. The Islamic Emirates ambassador to Qatar, Sohail Shaheen, stated that Iran and India previously believed that Taliban were influenced by Pakistan, but they have now realized this is not the case. In an interview with Al Jazeera, the Afghan ambassador to Qatar emphasized that Kabul seeks strong bilateral relations with Islamabad, warning that blaming one another serves no one's interests. He also highlighted that dialogue is key to resolving issues and called for the formal recognition of the Islamic Emirate to be expedited without a further delay. Returning Afghans expressed relief over enhanced security and prevailing peace. However, they are urgently seeking job opportunities and adequate housing. Currently, the International Crisis Group has urged the European Union and its member states to exert pressure on Pakistan to uphold the fundamental rights of refugees, emphasizing the need to prevent forced deportations. Here is a detailed story.
Afghan refugees who spent years living abroad and have recently been forcibly deported say that, while the Islamic Emirate has taken steps to provide basic services, more support and opportunities are needed to ensure sustainable living conditions upon their return.
I spent some time in Pakistan working as a laborer, and now I ask the Afghan government to provide employment opportunities for every youth returning from Pakistan. I ask the government to give me land to build a home, as I have no shelter and face daily challenges where I live.
At the same time, the International Crisis Group, in a report on Afghan refugees in Pakistan, has urged the European Union and its member states to put pressure on Pakistan to uphold the fundamental rights of refugees and to refrain from carrying out forced deportations.
The European Union should press Pakistan to halt the deportation of individuals holding valid refugee documents or those facing serious risks upon return. At the same time, the international community should expand its aid programs within Afghanistan to support better both returnees and communities hosting them.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriations has assured that the Islamic Emirate remains committed to addressing the challenge the returnees face, noting that over 200,000 Afghans have returned to the country in the past 2 months.
For the returnees, temporary camps have been established in border and frontier areas of the country. These camps are equipped with essential facilities such as health clinics, proper toilets, bathrooms, clean water systems, electricity, and other basic services.
On the other hand, the Ministry of Economy has urged the international community not to tie humanitarian aid to political considerations and to expedite assistance aimed to addressing the economic and livelihood needs of the Afghan people.
In emergencies caused by disasters or economic hardships, people receive food, water, and health care. This aid should not serve political agendas. We urge humanitarian organizations to also support job creation and development projects to fight poverty.
It's worth noting that the Ministry of Labour and Social Affairs had earlier announced the registration of over 85,000 skilled and qualified individuals for employment, assuring that efforts are underway to provide them with job opportunities in their respective fields.
Mohammad Zubair Wadan, the ambassador of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan to Turkey, met with Russian ambassador Alexei Erkhov to discuss political and economic relations between Kabul and Moscow. According to a statement from the Afghan embassy in Turkey, the two sides reviewed recent developments in bilateral ties and emphasized the need to further strengthen and continue cooperation. Afghanistan and Azerbaijan hold bilateral environmental talks. At the Nevsky Environmental Congress in Russia, the Islamic Emirates delegation, led by Maulavi Matiul Haq Khalis, met with Mukhtar Babayov, Azerbaijan's Minister of Ecology. Mr. Khalis thanked Azerbaijan for inviting Afghanistan to COP29 and called for the support in joining COP30 and future global environmental events. He also proposed cooperation agreements and capacity building initiatives. Mr. Babayov welcomed Afghanistan's participation, calling it a positive step toward greater regional collaboration. The UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, has raised concerns over the impact of the U.S. aid freeze on Afghanistan, warning that it has significantly reduced humanitarian operations across the country. According to OCHA, 68% of aid organizations have cut their operational goals and 45% have limited their geographic coverage. As of February, the funding freeze led to the closure of 188 health facilities, affecting 1.6 million people. OCHA warned that without resumed U.S. funding, only a small number of Afghans will receive aid by 2025. In response, the Ministry of Economy urged international donors to go beyond humanitarian relief by supporting development projects, creating jobs, and helping Afghans become self-reliant. 287 Afghan prisoners released from Pakistani jails and repatriated. A total of 287 Afghan nationals who had been imprisoned in Pakistan have been released and returned to Afghanistan. According to border authorities in Spin Boldak, Kandahar, and Torkham, Nangarhar, these individuals were detained in various parts of Pakistan despite holding valid documents and were held for periods ranging from 1 to 10 days. Following their release, the returnees were registered and provided with humanitarian assistance before being transferred to their respective home provinces. Construction begins on 9 key projects in Panjshir province. Work has begun on 9 major construction projects in Panjshir province, including new buildings for the Abshar District Police Headquarters, 5 security posts, mosques in Hisawal, Rokha, and Dara districts, a 5-story provincial police headquarters, and facilities for Panjshir Provincial Revenue Department and Higher Education Institution. Deputy Minister of Supply Maulavi Abdullah Mukhtar said these efforts reflect the Interior Ministry's commitment to addressing Panjshir's infrastructure needs. And the final one says that 8 tons of narcotics destroyed in Logar province. Approximately 8 tons of various narcotics were publicly burned in Logar province in the presence of representatives from relevant agencies. According to Maulavi Ahmadullah Anas, spokesperson for the Logar Police Headquarters, the drugs were seized during multiple security operations carried out in both the provincial capital and districts, some dating back to the previous administration. That's all for tonight. Stay tuned to the latest news updates from RTA News. Have a good night.
ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور